For James's grandma, 91 years old. 127 hours is how long she has left. Okay. Girl in the sex tape said, "Rob, no." You're thinking, how come there's no black people up here? We actually booked 2, they're just not here yet. Face it, Beebs, you become a cocky little shit. You are the King Joffrey of pop. Both play golf. We both fantasize about his daughter. Ivanka, you're the most beautiful woman in New York. You really are. Give her a round of applause. She's awesome.
In a world where celebrities are surrounded by yes men and polished PR teams, one man walked in swinging and never missed. Jeff Ross didn't just roast people. He rewrote the rules of comedy, turning brutal honesty into must-see entertainment. Crowned the Roastmaster General, Jeff headlined Comedy Central's most iconic roasts and built a reputation no A-lister could escape. His weapon, a microphone. His battlefield, their pride. And the craziest part? They volunteered for it. But how did he get away with roasting the untouchables? And why did Hollywood's biggest names line up to be humiliated on national TV? Stay with us till the end, because the moments you're about to see didn't just change comedy. They shook the very idea of celebrity itself. 1. Roasting Donald Trump. Few figures in modern history seem untouchable. But when Jeff Ross set his sights on Donald Trump during the 2011 Comedy Central roast, the gloves came off. No one in that room, not even Trump himself, was ready for the brutality Jeff unleashed. Within minutes, he dropped a bomb about Trump, fantasizing about his daughter Ivanka. A line so savage the entire audience froze for a heartbeat before bursting into a mix of gasps and shocked laughter. Even Trump, famous for bulldozing through criticism, looked momentarily stunned, blinking behind his trademark confidence. But Jeff didn't slow down. He casually fired off jabs at Melania too, roasting their marriage with the precision of a sniper who never misses. In that room, for that moment, Donald Trump wasn't the king of New York real estate or future president. He was just another man trying to survive Jeff Ross's firestorm. 2. Taking shots at white privilege. Jeff Ross didn't just roast individuals. Sometimes he set entire structures on fire. During his most unforgettable roasts, he didn't hesitate to target white privilege head-on, slicing through layers of polite society with jokes that left audiences laughing and wincing at the same time. He threw it right in their faces. The absence of black roasters. The uncomfortable truths that everyone saw but no one dared to say out loud. Joking about how even when black comedians were booked, they somehow never showed up. Jeff forced the room to sit with their discomfort and then cracked them open with laughter. It wasn't rage. It wasn't bitterness. It was skill. The rare ability to point straight at a cultural nerve and still have people cheering for more. Jeff didn't scold and he didn't preach. He roasted, grinned, and let the laughter do the heavy lifting, the kind of humor that hits harder because it's rooted in truths too big to ignore. 3. Destroying Rob Lowe. Rob Lowe entered his roast polished, grinning, carrying the full weight of decades of Hollywood survival on his shoulders. He thought he was ready, but when Jeff Ross grabbed the mic, he made it clear no amount of charm was going to save Rob tonight. From the start, Jeff unloaded brutal jokes about Rob's infamous sex tape scandal, a ghost from Rob's past that still lurked under the surface, and then turned his attention to how Rob's once explosive career had slowed to a steady, less glamorous pace. The blows kept coming, and even Rob's legendary smile started to look like armor cracking under fire. Jeff jabbed at Rob's hearing loss too, spinning it into a metaphor about how Hollywood forgets even its most beloved stars once they age out of the spotlight. Yet through all of it, Rob stayed standing, laughing through gritted teeth, showing the resilience that only someone who's been through the Hollywood ringer could understand. Jeff didn't just tear him down, he made sure the fall was so funny. Even Rob had no choice but to enjoy the ride down. 4. Tormenting Tom Brady. Tom Brady has faced brutal defenses, last-minute comebacks, and the weight of an entire nation expecting perfection. But none of that could have prepared him for Jeff Ross at the 2024 Netflix roast. This wasn't football. This was verbal warfare, and Jeff didn't play fair. Right out of the gate, he landed a joke that tied Robert Kraft's notorious spa scandal to Brady's early career. A shot that was less about comedy and more like an uppercut straight to the soul. Brady tried to play it off, laughing politely, shifting in his seat, but it was there the hesitation, the twitch of discomfort, the crack in the polished armor. You could almost see the regret flicker across his face like he realized too late that this wasn't going to be a friendly roast. A few minutes in, the greatest quarterback of all time looked like he needed more than a timeout. He needed a new playbook. Jeff had done the impossible. He blitzed Tom Brady so hard, the GOAT never even saw it coming. 5. Brutal jabs at James Franco. James Franco always walked with a laid-back swagger, the kind of guy who looked like nothing could rattle him. But at his own roast, Jeff Ross didn't just rattle Franco, he tore through the calm like a hurricane. Right from the start, Jeff hit him with a savage opener. Johnny Depp with lupus. It wasn't just mean. It was a direct hit to the carefully curated image Franco had spent years building. But Jeff didn't stop there. He zeroed in on Franco's sleepy-eyed presence, his too-cool-to-care demeanor, and even dragged Franco's 91-year-old grandmother into the crossfire. Joking about how much time she had left was as dark as it gets, and yet, Jeff made the crowd erupt. That's the thing about Jeff. He could make you wince and laugh in the same breath, and to Franco's credit, he didn't flinch. He chuckled through the wreckage, proving he understood exactly where he was in the presence of a roast legend who had no chill and no mercy. 6. Annihilating Charlie Sheen. By the time Charlie Sheen showed up for his roast, he was already the punchline to his own life. Jeff Ross didn't just roast Charlie, he obliterated him. Jokes about drug abuse, public meltdowns, and the spectacular fall from being TV's highest paid actor to a cautionary tale hit like mortar shells. Comparing Charlie's coke-filled nostrils to the Hilton sisters wasn't just funny. It was a dark mirror held up to a man who had become his own worst enemy. Still, Charlie sat there soaking it all in, maybe because deep down he knew this was the most honest stage he had left. 7. Savage roast of Justin Bieber. The roast of Justin Bieber felt less like a party and more like a public execution, and Jeff Ross was the executioner. From the moment Jeff hit the stage, Bieber was under siege. Jokes about Bieber's arrogance, his youthful stupidity, and his messy breakup with Selena Gomez cut deep. When Jeff compared Bieber to King Joffrey, the room erupted it was a perfect metaphor for a star who had once ruled pop culture with an iron fist and a teenage tantrum. Jeff didn't just roast Bieber's music or behavior, he torched the entire myth of Justin Bieber in one savage set. Roasting isn't just telling jokes, it's walking into the arena with no armor, daring someone to hit you as hard as they can, and laughing anyway. Jeff Ross mastered that arena. He roasted kings, queens, legends, and disasters alike, leaving a trail of scorched egos and unforgettable moments behind him. Love him or fear him, one thing's for sure. When Jeff Ross picked up the mic, nobody was safe. If you enjoyed this brutal ride through Hollywood's most savage roast sessions, smash that like button. Share this chaos with your friends. Drop your wildest roast moments in the comments. And hit subscribe for more stories where no one escapes the flames.